Residents often use them during big home renovation projects or while undergoing a major purge.
But soon there could be provisions in place that govern temporary storage units on residential properties.
Katia Guillaume joins us now, and councilors looked to take this up a while ago but never did, and instead sent it back to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
And that's right. This was all put into motion after city leaders received complaints about the containers. And this is not the first time the commission has looked into regulations. Now, with some modifications recommended by city staff, commission members are ready for it to go back to city councilors.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
An 8-to-1 vote on a proposed ordinance that has been brought in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission several times.
Actually, we were going to go to the City Council with it, and the City Council said, no, take it to the Planning and Zoning Commission again, and to get some really good feedback.
The ordinance governs what residents can and cannot do regarding storage units on their properties. But before the Commission approved the ordinance, they suggested several modifications.
Make sure the provisions are right, that meets the interests of the city and the business community, and so it was brought back in May. Director of Community Development Dana Schoening says some modifications to the proposed ordinance are not limiting the amount of storage units a resident can have, how much space they can occupy, the time frame a resident can have a unit, amongst many other things. The Planning Commission was asked to act on it, to recommend the ordinance to the City Council, and then they did. But not all commission members voted to send the ordinance on to councilors.
I was against the sending this proposal to the City Council because I don't think it allows enough time for citizens or for the business to do what they need to do with this particular product.
Vice Chairperson Crystal James says she was also against limiting residents on how long they can have a storage unit.
If someone needs it for 4 months, they may not need it again for another 5 years. It doesn't make sense to restrict it in that way.
The proposed ordinance states residents can only have a storage unit for 60 days within a calendar year. Other commission members felt that was sufficient for a temporary storage unit. In the end, city councilors will have the final say. Now, if a resident wants to keep their storage unit for more than 60 days, they would have to get a building permit. And if councilors approve the proposed ordinance on their July 17th meeting, then Schoening says code enforcement officers will hand out citations to residents who left the containers sitting on the property for too long.
All right, Katia, thanks so much for that update.